I like to call him. Yes, so Smoking Hot has a passion for teaching God's word and finance, both physically and online. He's happily married and blessed with 4 genius sons. My God. Please, if you have daughters here, can you be nice and can you start, booking slots for your daughters? He has 4 genius sons. 4. So, don't mind me. I'm so excited that you can tell. I hope that you're catching the energy from my side. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really honored and excited. You can see that we brought the best. So this is not just we're trying to have a session. We're actually trying to get you to build wealth as a salary earner. And let me mention here up front, I will come back to say this, but Dr. Nick, as I like to call him, has YouTube pages, and I'm going to reel them out at the end of this session. I know he's going to share a lot, but his YouTube page is full of value. If you're serious about building wealth in this time of life, and you're not following and listening to Dr. Nick, I don't know, because he shares really, really, really practical insights. It has helped me, it has helped my family, and that's why he's here today, because I thought to share with you some of the great things I've been learning and practicing myself. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it's exactly 7:15 p.m. I'm really elated to bring up our guest who'll be speaking for about 50 minutes, and then we take questions, all right? Please take note. I see Mr. Cho says, yes, my favorite finance YouTuber. I agree. So please take note of your questions as the session is going on. After 15 minutes of sharing, we'll come back to do about 15 to 20 minutes of questions and answer. So take note of any questions you have. Please, can I have the drum rolls in the comment section, or do I just tell my guests not to bother? Right? Can we give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for the one, the only, the fabulous, the amazing, the super, Dr. Nick, as I like to call you. I've asked him to unmute himself, and I know that he's right here and good to go. Welcome on board, sir. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, let me pin him up here. Let me pin him.
Okay. I won't lie. As you're reading those things, I was wondering, is this me? Honestly speaking, it's too much. I'm not used to being hailed like this, please. Thank you so much, Christina. I have a passion for finance. To start with, I have a strong passion for finance. And when I have the chance and opportunity to share with people, it's like a dream come true, honestly. I see myself doing this for the very, very, very long time. So you guys should not think you are doing me a favor. All right. You guys should not think I'm doing you a favor. You are the ones doing me a favor. Because no matter how much I know, if I don't find a way to express it, it's wasted. All right. So thank you, Christina. Thank you guys, everyone that showed up. I'm a numbers guy, so I can see 46 participants. If I'm to do 46 divided by the nearly 200 million plus we are in Nigeria, it is 0.0000 something. And that tells me that wealth is not for everybody, right? One of my bosses, when I worked in Stanbic, said something. He said, wealth is built in either of two places. Listen very carefully. Either in the secret place or in the secret cult. Either in the secret place of the Most High or a secret cult. So what should we call this one now? I believe this is the secret place because I'm a Christian, I'm born again, unapologetic about using financial biblical principles in my own life. Okay, I've worked for 15 years plus. Secret place. Drop in the comment section, secret place. If you want me to validate that we're in secret place, let me know. Secret place will not be secret call to I see Toyosi's comment. Great. Secret place, fantastic. Secret place, oh beautiful. So wealth is built in just either of those two places. Make no mistakes. When you see all these big boys with their money, secret place called. Oh my goodness, this audience. All right. When you see all these big boys making money, okay, don't think for a second that they ride only on principles. All right. They don't ride only on principles. I will give you principles, don't worry. I wish this was a 4-hour session because I cannot condense 15 years of experience in 50 minutes. I really wish. And if there's any chance to come back again, you can be sure I'll be very happy to do that because this is what I love. But anyways, it's a privilege, and let's get into it. Now, one of the scriptures I would like to start off with is this. Proverbs 21:20. Okay, it's a very simple scripture, and I'll just quote it. It says, "There is." For let me read it out. I generally like to read about reading the Bible, and it says, "There is treasure to be desired, and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up." There's treasure and there's oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up. So when you see anybody that spends up all their salary, they've already been defined. When you see someone that has treasure, that has oil in his house, you've already defined that person. So my goal is to transform as many people here from spending it up, all right, to what? Having something, treasure and oil, because that's exactly what we're talking about. Now, the way I would like to do is to tell you guys stories and everything and just give you illustrations. Let me start debunking some of the myths that are out there, because this finance journey is what it is. It's a journey. It's not a sprint. You chill out, you farabale, you cool down. You don't rush. Okay, you don't rush. Because think about it. The Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in Dubai. Those of you that like traveling to Dubai for holiday and everything, the Burj Khalifa took 6 years to build, from 2014 to 2020. It cost $1.5 billion approximately to build. 6 years for a building, $1.5 billion. That's how you build. So you don't make wealth, you build wealth. Okay. You go from what? The foundation, then you go to first floor, second floor, all the way up before you get to the antenna, the final floor, or the penthouse, or whatever it is. So I need your mindset to be changed in the first place. You don't make wealth. So anywhere you see we made wealth, we made money, it's no, it doesn't work that way. You build wealth, and building takes a process. If you want to build a tent, if you want to build a tent, it's very simple. Okay, Burj Khalifa, it's in Dubai. You just check it out, Burj Khalifa. So if you want to build a tent, think about it, you want to build a tent for 10 people. It will take you probably 6 days. For some people, it might even take them 6 hours. Okay, BURJ, Burj Khalifa. Thanks. So if you are the type that wants to build a tent, I want MMM people, I want get rich quick people, that's one category. They can build it. Eh? When MMM came, when all these things came, all these things, I knew that those things were not sustainable. And I tried to preach to as many people as possible that cared to listen. Because I've been in this game since World Solutions in 2007. Then I was with GT Bank. And at that time, a lot of my colleagues, my ogas and all, they were making money from it. But you see, you build wealth, you don't make wealth. That's the first point you need to know. You build wealth, you don't make wealth. Now, what are those principles I have lived by? Now, I'm not going to give you theory. I'll give you practice. I'll show you how it works and how it has worked for me to date. So let's start now. This is the point where you bring out your pen and your paper, because honestly speaking, the world has not done well with personal finance. We go to school, we learn about every other thing, but we don't learn about personal finance. We don't learn about money management. We don't learn about savings. We don't learn about investments. We don't learn about taxes. We don't learn about pension. We don't learn about anything. We go to school, we read chemical engineering, we read biology, we read medicine, then we get thrown into the labor market, we get a job, we give testimony in church, we glorify God, we thank God, we start working, we start earning a salary like we're doing now. If time permits, I'll show you 7 sources of income. When you say salary, you're just 1/7. So shout out to all salary earners. In fact, let me know in the comment section. If you earn a salary, let me know. I'm a salary earner, so that I can just know the number of people that are salary earners here. So when you talk about income, there are 7 sources that you must be drawing from. Because if you are just a salary earner, you are just 1/7 of this thing. Some years back, I was a pure salary earner, but today I have 5/7. I haven't even hit 7/7. So I hope time permits for us to get into the 7, because it will revolutionize your thinking. All of a sudden, you see that your salary is a scam. I'll come to why I say it's a scam, but don't worry, just let's leave it at that. Now, the principles I live by. The first principle, before we get into the practices, is this. The principle, time must permit. The first principle is the principle of saturation. Principle of saturation, write it down. Principle of saturation. What is the principle of saturation? I'll use my personal example in this instance. So I grew up in Festac, Two-Face, Two Baba, all these boys. So I grew up in Festac town. And in Festac, there were two categories of people. There were the correct guys, correct guy, then the Jew men. Festac is in Lagos, Nigeria, right? For my guys shouting out from Lagos, Canada, Festac is a city in Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, yeah. So in Festac town, we had like the Jew men, which is boys that were not compliant, they were not correct. Then we had the correct guys, the guys that sag their trousers, they wear Timberland boots, and all that and all. Shout out to all Festac people. Any Festac person here, shout out to you. I grew up in 207 Road. All right. So one thing struck me in Festac. Festac is a place where you either make it big or you go home. Two Baba, Two-Face, Idibia came out of Festac. I know where they used to record their music. I know the house. I even see the house in my head. These were boys that were just cooking things up, but now they've gone global. So in Festac, you either go global or you go, what is less than local? You go, I can't even find the word. So Festac was a neighborhood where you were saturated with whatever you chose to expose yourself to. If you expose yourself to those guys, you go missing. If you expose yourself to those guys that didn't have a future, you could already predict where you were headed. But if you expose yourself to those guys that were going up, you could predict yourself. So one thing I did for myself was this. I knew I could not make it in entertainment because I'm not an entertainer. I can't sing, I can't rap, I can't dance and all that. But the area I knew I could excel in was money. It's like I was born with this money thing. I'll give you one gist on my secondary school. Someone should remind me that I said I'll give you a secondary school gist about money. But let me not veil. So when I say the principle of saturation, what do you listen to on a daily basis? What do you think about? Who are your neighbors? And when I say neighbors, I'm not saying your next door house neighbors. I'm saying the neighbors of your mind. Like what kind of music do you listen to? What kind of movies appeal to you? What kind of places appeal to you? Make no mistakes, so all of us in Africa, we are disadvantaged already. I was speaking with a friend, and the friend was fluent in some things. And I was like, guy, I take know all these things. And he's like, why am I surprised that that's common knowledge now? Right? That's because he was exposed to the US. He stayed in the US, and those things were just basic knowledge. But for us in Africa, we've been placed at a disadvantage somewhat because we do not have exposure. Listen, for you to build wealth, you need a tremendous amount of exposure. For you to build wealth at any level, you need a tremendous amount of exposure. And that's why I'm appreciative that the internet is here. You can, from the comfort of your home, watch Warren Buffett's video, listen to Bill Ackman, listen to some of these guys that have made it. Okay. So the principle of saturation is this: at least 80% of what surrounds you must relate to money. 80%. You can leave 20% for just chilling out. 80%. So let me give you an example of myself. The kind of music I listen to, there must be money inside. You must talk money. The kind of movies I watch, I try to find money in it. Like, okay, even if I don't know the money, let me go and Google this movie. What was the box office? What was the budget? What were the takings on the first theater session? I'm a money guy. You must see money in everything. See, time will not permit me. You don't make money. Money makes you. Money follows you. You don't follow money. You don't see. If you see anybody chasing money, they're doing it wrong. You don't chase money. I'll teach you the principle of snowballing. How that, maybe that'll be the third one. Let me not jump the gun. But saturation is this: surround yourself with 80% of things that pertain to money. All right. Now, let me just bust someone's bubble. Someone that is having some hypocritical thoughts. Why do you work 7 days a week? Why do you work 5 days a week? If you are saying 80%, no, what about the Bible? Surround yourself with biblical scriptures that relate to money, which is why I gave you Proverbs 21:20. I'm saying everything you do, anything you do, my friends, I can tell you this for free. About 60% of them understand this money game. Because if you don't talk money, you're not speaking my language. You have to talk money. You have to understand how money works. You have to talk about how to make money, how to break out, how to do this. Surround yourself with people like that. And speaking of which, if you want that, you can very well subscribe to my YouTube channel. Every week, I try to drop out some videos teaching people some basic things on finance, at least changing their mindset and everything. So the principle of saturation, don't let a day pass that you don't expose yourself to something that relates to money. Now, I've not said anything about investing. I've not said anything about saving. I'm saying just, you don't know it, but just open the stock market. I don't know what are these green and red things. What are these charts saying? Just open it. Don't worry. It has registered that today, oh, I've checked the box. That's your first take home assignment. Every day, do something that relates to money. Don't say, I'm a doctor. What's my, no. Listen to the stock market news, even if you don't understand what they are saying. Listen to financial reports, even if you don't understand what they are saying. Just let it keep sinking in. That's the first principle, the principle of saturation. Now let's get to the second principle. I call it the principle of, I don't want this thing to be too grandiose. Let's call it the principle of reversed gratification. Reversed gratification. So we all know, we've all heard of delayed gratification. That okay, rather than spend today, I'll defer my money so that I can have it tomorrow. That's good. But let me teach you guys the principle of reversed gratification. Reversed. The average human being, you, I, everybody, is born with the propensity to spend. We are born with the propensity to spend. That is why you can give birth to a baby today, all right? And the baby already wants the best of milk. The baby already wants the best of clothes. A toddler wants the best car. As a child, I wanted an SUV. You are born with the propensity to consume, to spend. That's your nature. That's everybody's nature. But you see, the principle of reverse gratification is this. You have to learn how to recondition your mind such that you derive more gratification from saving than spending. I'll say that again. You re-engineer your mind in such a way that when you save money, there's a dopamine dump in your brain. You are feeling good. But when you don't save money, you feel guilty. That's what you call, okay, so network. Can you guys hear me now? Let me just confirm. Okay, can you hear me? Let me know. Drop a chat so we don't lose anybody. Oh, it's clear here. Okay. Yes. So reverse gratification. I'll give you an example. I started saving when I joined KPMG in 2008, February 2008. I joined KPMG, February 2008. I left in 2013. Okay. Now, when I joined KPMG in 2008, my salary was 87,231 naira 56 kobo, thereabouts. I'm a numbers guy. I like numbers. The same way some people are just born with fashion, some people are born with a nice voice. I'm just born with numbers, like numbers. So when I started in KPMG, by whatever for whatever reason, I just had this propensity to save money. And between 2008 and 2013, when I left, I had saved up 700,000 naira, unbeknownst to me. I mean, I didn't even know it was that much. All I knew was that I just kept putting money aside. And when I was leaving, I had 700K. I'm saying rent was paid, everything was, I had extra 700K. This was in 2013. Imagine if I bought dollar then. I say I buy dollar then by now, at least, because dollar, the way dollar they run, that's another talk. So how did I do it? I was a salary earner like everybody else. But because I had reverse engineered my gratification, every time I save money and I get that Stanbic alert, bank account alert, your balance is, maybe it was 480 before, or maybe it was 320 before. It now goes to 350 because I put in extra 30K. Honestly, I had this sugar rush. So training and time takes you from being a spender to a saver. Training, which is what you're getting now, training and time. Now for the training aspect, you're learning it now. And I'll tell you how that 700K came to play in my current job, Chevron. I work in Chevron now. I'll tell you how it came to play. But training and time takes you from being a spender to a saver. Let me explain what I mean by that. When I started initially, I would save 10K, save 5K, save whatever. But as time went on, I found out that I had come to a point where saving was a default mode for me. Immediately I get my salary, I'll talk to you guys about the four aspects of your salary that I need time. Okay, I'll talk to you about the four aspects of the salary that you cannot joke with. I'll talk to you about it. But I found out that that saving aspect became a normal thing. It wasn't a struggle. I literally lived off what was left after saving. So, for example, if I have to pay things and maybe I decide to save 50K this month and the balance in my account is 70K, that means I'm going to live on 20K for that month because that 50K must go in. All right. So that's how I built up 700K. And let me tell you how it played out. When I got my Chevron offer in 2013, if you work in KPMG, you will know that in KPMG, you have to give 3-month notice before you leave. 3-month notice, okay? But I didn't want to give 3-month notice because oil company don't call me. I'll come go tell them, say, give me 3 months. Waiting do me. Oil company. No, they say 3 months. No. I said, I will pay in lieu. I will pay in lieu. It was not a joke. My friends were saying, you can tell them what? I have my name, Chevron letterhead, my name. No, village people can never catch me with this one. I said, so when I was having my exit interview with my partner then, we talked about so yes, okay, you got this. In fact, let me share with you guys. Keep this confidential and everything. It's just for us. You're my people, Abi. I can trust you, Abi. Can I trust you? Leave in the comment. Can I trust you with secrets? My personal secrets. Can I trust you? Can I trust you? Yes or no? Yes or no? I need like 10 years first before I talk. Yeah, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Yeah, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years. You don't do it. You don't pass 10. Okay, good. So when I got my Chevron offer, the very day I got my Chevron offer, I drove from Chevron Drive straight to Bishop Aboyadeko Chevron office, my KPMG office then. I took my offer letter straight to my partner's office because prior to that time, I'd been hinting I want to leave, but he didn't believe me. Because I was relatively good in KPMG, one of those good hands. No, where are you going? You are wired for this firm. This firm, the way they talk to us now, Christina, when they make us realize that KPMG is your destiny. Bobo. Anyway, partner material. So I walked into his office and I said, sir, I've decided to move on. I want to move on to something else and everything. And he asked me, he said, where? So I told him I want to move on to Chevron and everything. And I said, no, I know you. You are too driven for that place. You are too analytical. Partners, you are too strong for that environment. Baba no say na money dey my mind. So I didn't argue with him. All I did was to just share my offer letter with him. So he said, how much are they even paying you there? So I just told him. This was exactly what he did. He just carried his calculator. That means this is what you collect per month. You guys just keep in calculation. Well, I said, Oga, no, just sign this thing. I'm going. Forget, I'm going. So, by implication, if I had to give 3-month notice, I would have had to resume like January. They would have given the offer to someone else. So, because I had that 700K, I could easily tell him, I will pay you 2 months out of my 3-month notice. I'll just do 1 month till the date of resumption. And remember, when I resume in Chevron, they will not pay me till the end of the month. So because I had that 700K, I could meet 2 months in KPMG and 1 month until Chevron pay comes. I lived without a salary for 3 months because I had saved. So you never really know the impact of your saving till the rain starts falling. 3 months. This was 2013. For me now, it's saving now is not, nobody can preach to me. I'll tell you how I treat savings now. I'll tell you the level savings is in my own hierarchy now. We'll come to that, don't worry. So that's how I left and I joined Chevron. And honestly, for 3 months, I no lean. I see the job. Once I see the go TFC. I was all right. I see they buy full tank. Obviously, I could just enter filling station, buy like sell 1.5. No, I was still filling my tank. I was still okay. I was still all right. Like the basic things I needed. So your savings is your bailout package for some of your future decisions. If you don't have a savings pot, all right. If you don't have a savings pot, you are at risk of losing massive opportunities. Now, picture it. I didn't have enough savings. I couldn't leave KPMG. I had to do 3 months, and my offer was given to someone else. Maybe by now, I don't just go Canada. Honestly, the way Nigeria is, if I didn't have this Chevron job, I'd have gone to Canada. There's no need. No need. For those of you who want jackpot, I'm with you, honestly. I'm with you in the spirit, both spiritually and physically, honestly. Because na Chevron money they keep me for Nigeria. That's the truth. Anyway, all right. So I just thought to share personal, because that's my personality. That's who I am with you guys. Number two, reverse gratification. You have to train yourself in such a way that you are amassing a savings in quotes, which you may not know is a bailout package. All right. So that's the second one. Now let's get to the third one. Third one, the principle of multiplication. So I've given you three principles now, right? I'm giving you three. What are they? Let me see if anybody is following. What's the first principle that I gave you? Principle number one, what was it? Okay, let me see. Correct. Principle of saturation. Great. Principle number two. Okay. Okay. Saturation. Yeah, I'm seeing that. Fantastic. Reverse. Christina, these are people that now there is what they call doctor, not me. Nice one, nice one. All right, good one, good one, good one, good one. I'm feeling you guys. So the third principle is the principle of multiplication, and I will explain. Just listen to this. It's very simple. There's a guy I follow in the US by the name Charlie Munger. His name is Charlie Munger. He works with a gentleman called Warren Buffett. Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett, they work together in a company called Berkshire Hathaway, one of the biggest investment companies in the world. Charlie Munger said something, and honestly, it couldn't be better put. He said, your first $100,000, is a, I can't say it because it's a word I cannot use. Is a monster, but thereafter you are fine. Your first 100,000. Then he explained it with something I will explain to you right now, that you will get the power of multiplication. We'll come into savings and investment, but you need your mindset tweaked first, because guess what? Success in finance is 80% behavioral and 20% principles. All these principles I'm teaching you, when you grasp everything, you achieve a 20% probability of success. It's in changing your behavior, doing the things I'm saying you should do, embracing a savings culture, that you will build wealth over the long term. So what I'm trying to do is to change your mindset to things, so that when we say invest, you remember this illustration I gave you. Now just imagine we are at when we're on Olumo Rock. All of us say we just go. That is that Ogun State, or where's Olumo Rock? Where's Olumo Rock? My people, it's in Ogun State now. Abi? Where Olumo Rock there, abeg? Ogun State, correct. So just imagine, say, I say, okay, all of us here, all of us, Christina, hire bus for us, hire highest bus for us. Let's all go to Ogun State. All of us can go Olumo Rock. All of us go camp for Olumo Rock. We're at the top of the rock, the top, the very top. Then imagine that by a miracle, it just starts snowing there. Snow just begin fall for that Ogun State, Olumo Rock. It is snowing heavily. And we're like, Niger, snow dey fall for Niger. And we're all happy, it's snowing and everything. Then we decide to have a competition. And this is where I'll need your minds. I need you guys to follow closely. This is probably one of the most important things you will hear tonight. So all of us are on that rock. Then we decide to have a competition. All right. We decide that we want to build snowballs. We want to build snowballs. And that after 3 minutes, we'll now enter the competition. So Team Nick go one side, we begin build a snowball. A snowball, just building a ball out of snow. Team Christina, snowball. We break ourselves into like 3 teams. So the 3 teams, they build a snowball. All right. Then this is the competition. Team 1 will go to the edge of Olumo Rock and push down the snowball. Team 2 will go to another edge. Team 3 will go to another edge. All right. So team 1, push down your snowball. Team 2, push down your snowball. Team 3, push down your snowball. Now, this is the genius of it. Let's imagine that team A, they are lazy people. They just build a snowball of a fist size of amala. This is the size of their snowball, amala. And they roll it down. Team B they try to build the size of a snowball, the size of a normal football. Then team C, where I belong, we build a snowball the size of a Gorodome, a GP tank. Then 3 of us roll down our snowball. Don't forget, there's snow on the mountain, on that Olumo Rock. As that snowball keeps going down, the magnitude of what Team C's snowball will catch, the other ones will never catch up to it. Because of the size that we are starting with, all we need is time and gravity. Time as the snowball is rolling down, gravity to pull that thing down, and it just keeps getting bigger. What am I saying? It's called the principle, the snowball effect. When you start with a larger sum in investing, you have a massive probability of having a massive future value compared to your contemporaries. What am I saying? Start saving now. See, if two of us start a job today, and I invest 20 million today, and you invest 20 million in 10 years, the future value of my 20 million at age 60 will be over 100 times your own 20 million. It's still the same 20 million. But when did we start? Because don't forget, the principle of multiplication is this. When I start with a big amount, my big amount as it's rolling down pulls a small amount to join it. That one pulls a bigger amount. So I start to earn interest on my interest on my interest on my interest. That is how Warren Buffett became a billionaire. Warren Buffett bought Coca-Cola stock around $7. When he bought it, Coca-Cola is about $51 today. But that's not the catch. The catch is this. Every time Coca-Cola declares a dividend, Warren Buffett will take that dividend and buy more Coca-Cola stock. Then now remember, he has more units of Coca-Cola, more units. Now he has more units. When they pay another dividend, he will buy more again, up until a point where he can be only like 5% of the whole Coca-Cola stock. Question: what if he didn't start with that first investment? So this is the principle of multiplication. The magnitude of your starting capital is crucial for your ending capital. It's not enough to save. You must start to save now. It's not enough to defer it to say next paycheck. See, start to save now. If you are supposed to go out this evening, save that money. Don't go out again. Vex. Because of this, Mr. Nick said, if you're supposed to buy shoe next week, don't buy it. Go and save it. Start now, because the snowball effect. Remember our Olumo Rock principle. Team A, by the time they get down to the base of that rock, they will not even be up to what we started with. But we that started big, time and gravity will magnify our earnings. Those time and gravity, see them like interest on interest. Someone said no more going out. All right, you guys are funny, honestly. So that's the principle of multiplication. When you start with a small amount, no matter how you multiply it, it's like cutting a tree with a blunt knife. Cutting a tree with a blunt knife. What about using your money for further education? Don't worry, in the Q&A, you guys should load me with all your questions. I'll answer. That's a very good question. That one is technically not an expense, it's an investment, because there are different types of investments. That is investment in human capital. When you learn, like me, I started a YouTube channel in 2020, August 2020. I uploaded my first video, August 2020. Today, I have almost 13,000 subscribers across 3 channels. And 70% of one of them come from the US, 55% of the second one come from the US, then about 70% of the third one, which is Nick Finance Niger, comes from Nigeria. All in, how can I be vulnerable here? All in, my ad revenue, the revenue I'm making from YouTube, just my YouTube channel. Don't worry. Let's leave that for another day. Let me not. But the point is this. I trained myself, and now that training is bringing me dollars every month, like literally every month. I'm talking about I make hundreds of dollars every month just uploading videos. So when we say like the video, subscribe to the channel, watch the ads, it means give me money. So there's no month that goes by without me pocketing hundreds of dollars. So when I read the news that say, Naira don't reach 615, I'm like this. How much did I collect times 615? When I was investing, I invested Naira to buy the course, the things I needed to set up. Now I'm earning dollars. So investment in spending on education is not spending, it's investing. Sounds mad. You guys are amazing. Yeah, so that's the principle of multiplication. It is, man, they call it the 8th wonder of the world. You can go and Google it. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world because, man, when you start big, you don't need to do anything again. All you need is what? Time and gravity. All right. So that's the principle of multiplication. Now, I made a promise. How many minutes do we have left? It feels like, yeah, compound interest is the eighth wonder. How many minutes do we have left so that I can know how I can manage this? Are you serious? 6:40, 7:48. Can I get into this now? Okay, 20 minutes. Can I do this in 20? Okay, is not something I can really do justice to in 20 minutes, but I wasn't making 2 hours. It's not something I can do justice to in 20 minutes, but don't worry, maybe, I mean, we'll find a way to work it out. Let me tell you guys 7 sources of income that you are missing out on. Because the idea here is to teach you principles and also to let you know opportunities you are missing. Because don't forget, there are 74 people now out of millions of Nigerians. You are in the minority. Anybody that engages in financial education is in the minority. Many people are not. So guess what happens? Funds flow from the financially ignorant to the financially literate. Write it down. Money flows from the financially ignorant to the financially literate. That is why you will pay me money, because I know what you don't know. You will pay me. If you are financially ignorant, you will pay for. See, there are 2 things you will suffer. Is either you pay for knowledge or you pay for ignorance. I choose to pay for knowledge. That's why I educate myself. I choose not to pay for ignorance. You must pay. Exactly. So let me let you guys in on this so that we will at least make good use of the. You can just go ahead. All right. Good use of the 20 minutes. Now, you want to know how to build wealth as a salary earner. But what I need to put back to you is that your salary is one of 7 sources. Your wages, your salary, bonuses, and all that. You probably know the other sources, but I want to bring a consciousness to you. And I also want to give you a target because I think I'm ahead of my target, sort of. Number 1 is what? Salary, earned income, like you know it. Number 2 is business income. Business income. Now, growing up, my mindset about business was, okay, you need to have a company, you need to have directors. That was my mindset. But no, guys, this is the age of freelancing. This is the age where people have PayPal accounts. This is the age where people have gigs. You don't need to set up anything to make business income. My YouTube channel now has sufficiently paid for the camera, the lights, the mic. It has paid for everything. So every other dollar I'm getting from my YouTube channel is profit for life. I have literally paid all the expenses. Business income. Think of yourself like a business. You think of yourself like a business. A business has turnover and what? Expense. I don't want to get too technical. A business has sales and expenses. When you take out expenses from sales, a business has profit. What I want you to do is focus on your sales. You are a company. Your goal is to maximize your profit. How can you maximize your profit? Increase your sales, which is why I'm giving you more than the one you know, which is salary. Increase your profit. I'll come to reducing your expenses. You need to have at least, at the minimum, 4 of these 7, at the minimum, depending on your age, but we'll come to that. So that's the second one, business income. Business income does not have to be with company registration, getting a lawyer. No, it is just finding something you can do that is bringing in money that will pay for itself. And YouTube is the one I've used as my example. Some of you, you have different skill sets. Explore it. I can't give you the answer, but everyone here should have a business on the side. There's something I used to do when I was in Unilag. I noticed that guys were my notes, my Unilag notes. Oh my goodness. In fact, I should do something on that. My Unilag notes. There was a day I went to my faculty and I saw someone holding a photocopy of my notes, someone I didn't know. It was just in a handbag. That same day, I went somewhere else. I saw someone having a photocopy of my notes. So what we used to do then in school was that the brilliant guys, we that were privileged to have brain and were focused, they used to treat our note like national treasure. So they didn't used to bother coming to class and everything. They would just go and photocopy Nicola's notes, the way he writes. Then I had this section where when I write what the lecturer has given me, I'll now write Nick's version of it. They don't bother reading what the lecturer gave them. they will read Nick's version, and with that Nick's version is good enough. If you follow it, you pass. So I observed that people were they were literally enjoying my notes. So I started to think of a business in school. What if I put together a pack of my notes and start selling it 200 or whatever? I eventually didn't go ahead to do it because my conscience did allow me. I'm like, these people they just want graduate, they just want pass exam. You will not be making money from them. If I know now, if I knew then what I know now, then no. Someone is trying to pass exam. You will now be charging them. Have mercy. Have mercy. Have mercy. Now, if I know it, pay or go, because I'm giving value. I'm giving value. Money flows in the direction of value. It's just a natural consequence. I'm not being wicked. I'm giving value, and money flows. It's that simple. I'm giving value. So that's the second one. Please, business income. Sit down and just think. It's personalized. There are things you can do. I'm even thinking that now maybe I'll just even start charging for being a public speaker. I'll just tell some people, okay, this one I'm giving you guys is free, but I'll just compose myself, wear jackets, wear suit, everything, and just change my glasses, wear this kind of Christina's expensive glasses. I want to give a talk on finance, because the financial literacy in Nigeria it's appalling. It's appalling. So I would like to just present you guys with something that should help you on your personal finance. Remember, this is critical. This is key. I fit just do that on just the sell market. Meanwhile, nothing. It's just a gift of knowing finance and learning how to teach. So please think out of the box. I said the suit part. Think out of the box. Just create something. Think out of the box. Create something. So that's the second one. Now, people are laughing. This your audience is wonderful. Let me check my time. Okay. So the third one, guys, is interest income. Listen to this, and I'll tell you why your bankers on this, I'm always on their case, so maybe I'll just give you a shout out first. If you're a banker here, trust me, see, I've been a banker before. I've worked in GT, I've worked in Stanbic, I've been a banker. Shout out to you, I have nothing against you. But if your money is with the bank, let me tell you what they're doing. They'll take your money. And the bank, okay, all of us, all 79 or 80 of us on this call, will go and give bank 10K each. 10K each. The bank will pay us 1% or 0. If you lucky safe, if you get 1% on savings, we love you guys. They'll pay you 1%. They'll now take that your same money and go and lend it to businesses or Dangote or whoever and charge that person 16% to 23%. Then pay you the differential of what? 0.5, 1, at best 2. What are they doing? They are using your money to make money. But if you had a business idea, rather than putting your money in a bank to lend a business, you will lend your own business. So you won't be paying interest by going to bank. You will just be funneling your money. See, my savings account, the money inside is in single digit plus kobo. Like I'll have like 5 naira 68 kobo. You cannot catch 10K in my account that is lying there idle. Doing what? Who sent you message? If I don't have anything to do with that money, I'll move it to a mutual fund or something, because your money in the bank is the bank's ticket to its profit and your poverty. If you have money in the bank, you are on a steady journey somewhere. Meanwhile, the bank would declare they made 40 billion, they made 80 billion, this bank is breaking record and everything. You know what I did? When I saw that trend, I not only took my money out of the bank, I now went to buy those bank shares, the best of them. I have the best of the best bank shares. So every time they are declaring dividend, they will use your money, you that are leaving your money with them, to make money, to pay me dividend. Money is a mindset. Money is a mindset. Money is a mindset. The Bible says you cannot serve God and mammon. The implication is this: you serve God and money serves you. That's my model. Anybody can say whatever they like. I serve God, money serves me. That is what I've chosen. Because if the Bible says I cannot serve God and money, it means I have to serve one and despise the other. I have to despise money. I have to make money my slave. I have to make money my servant. How? By these principles. I serve God, money serves me. I like that. Dropping it. All these quotable quotes. I serve God, money serves me. Drop it. They feel me. They feel myself. All right, guys. So that's the second one. Sorry, the third one, interest income. I serve God, money serves me. Exactly. Then these things, fashion them into come and pay for the quotes. I serve God, money serve me. Brilliant. Fashion them into your own personal confessions. You need to muse over it. I serve God, money serve me. How can money serve me? Do I mean sending money on message? Money, go to this bank and bring me dividend. Money, go to this stock and bring me dividend. Money, go to that real estate property and bring me rent. That's how you send money. Money should serve you. You might not get there overnight, so don't get me wrong. It takes time. Remember our principle. Remember our principle. Time and gravity. Time and gravity. It will take time. But that's the mindset you must have. So that's interest income. Interest income is this. Find a way to earn interest above what the bank is paying. Might be mutual funds, might be treasury bills, might be bonds, might be whatever. But never be caught leaving if you have money in savings account, our friendship is on the line. I'm just joking. Bankers, they don't like me because they like me, but the truth has to be told. All right. So let's get into the next one. Next, number 4 is dividend income. That's the fourth source of income. Dividend income. I already mentioned it. All right. Yes, and more than what the bank is paying. If you're earning what the bank is paying, you're destroying wealth. Yeah, number 4 is dividend income, which is investing in dividend paying stocks. Yes, money serves you. Dividend paying stocks. That is technical. And again, when you join my Nick Finance Nigeria channel, I will teach you this. I teach for my heart on that channel, Nick Finance Nigeria. I'm dropping a video tomorrow. It's already filmed and everything. You need to subscribe to the channel. I'm not saying it because I want to have a large following only because I want to have a large following. But I'm saying it for your personal interest. So invest in dividend paying stocks. Number 4 is dividends. I like dividends because they are the true definition of passive income. Okay, number 3 is interest income. So number 1 is what? Earned income, salary income, wages, the one brilliant. Number 2, business. Number 3, interest. Number 4, dividend income, brilliant. Thank you. We'll come to that. Piggy versus rice versus, we'll come to that. All right, so number 4 is dividend income. And I'll tell you why I like dividend income. If you buy a dividend stock, a good dividend, do you know there are companies in America that have paid dividends for 30 years? You have companies like JP Morgan, Bank of America. These guys have paid dividends through recession. They've changed presidents, Democrats, Republicans. They've had World War. They've had all sorts, but they've paid dividends. Chevron, Mobil, some have paid dividends for over 100 years. Now, that's not the catch. This is the catch. Imagine you buy a dividend stock 30 years ago at $5 because the stock was cheap then, $5. You just bought the stock $5. Do you know today that stock or that company will not be paying dividends at 1 cent or so? That company might be paying dividends of $10 and you bought it at $5, meaning your dividend alone is twice your capital. We have not even talked about how the stock has risen from $5 to $120, like Amazon, that rose from $15 to about $2,000 now. We've not talked about that. You're saying the dividend you are earning can actually outweigh. The dividend you are earning can be more than your investment. Meaning, Warren Buffett, buy Coca-Cola, $7, collect dividends of what? $300 million in total. So dividend stocks are powerful because you just buy them and forget them, leave them, hand them over to your children. Your children will be praying for you as you have gone to heaven and all that and all that. Yes, the dividend can more than investment. So that's the fourth one, dividend income. Very, very important. If you are feeling me, drop a comment because time is going on. Hey, 7:02. God. How many minutes? This can I use? Can I use this? Okay, so unfortunately, how can I buy dividend at Chevron? Brilliant. I'll answer you. I'll answer all your questions. Don't worry. So let's just finish this one. The time. Let's finish it. I'll take some in Q&A. So the fifth one is rental income. Rent. Now, let me just complete this self. I will. Let me just tell you something. Rental income, rent. And I'll just be honest with you. Rental income makes sense in dollars. So it's good to have properties in Nigeria, you should be diversified. But when I think of rental income, at the stage I am anyways, I prefer it in dollars. Because listen, if you can get yourself exposed to the US real estate market, oh my goodness, you are earning capital growth. The properties always rise. No, they always rise. The properties always rise. They may rise at a slower rate, but go and check the US property market. It always rises. There might be one big recession like we saw in 2008 where prices crashed. There might be maybe a market cataclysmic event, maybe, but the price always goes. That's one. The price of the property will always go up, number one. Number two, the rental income will keep increasing. Now, let me tell you the catch. If you invest in a property and you're earning rental income in dollars, if they devalue naira to 1,000, wetin concern you? So when people are shouting devaluation, devaluation, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't move me. I just don't want to be a bad person to say, well, I don't, well, if it devalue, I don't want to say I want it to devalue. But when you invest in a real estate property in the US, you get three things. Let me recap. Number one, capital appreciation. Number two, rental income. Investing in US real estate properties. Number one, capital appreciation. Number two, rental income. Number three, hedge against naira devaluation. That's what we call it in financial parlance. You're building a number one, capital appreciation. Number two, rental income, which is the fifth one I'm talking about. And number three, hedge against naira devaluation. Brilliant. So if you can't invest there yet, because even me, I don't have a property in the US yet. I don't. But I've found some instruments that I can actually use to invest in US real estate market. I've dropped the video on that same channel. If you go through that channel, you'll be addicted. Let me warn you. Just go and buy data. Go and buy data. If you start watching one video on that channel, you will finish your data. Say I said so. Because I pour out my heart. I teach you what I'm doing. I don't filter. I just deliver it. All right. So that's the fifth one, rental income. But if what you can afford is in Nigeria, rental income in Nigeria, you buy a low cost property, you're earning rent, if it be Mowe, if it be Bafon, if it be anywhere, but rental income is number 5. Number 6, capital gain. I love this one. Capital gain. And this sixth one, it depends on what you invested in. For those that are investing in stocks, you enjoy capital gain. If you invest in real estate, you enjoy capital gain. But I'm looking at the direction of other assets apart from stocks and real estate. Probably you are privileged to, I'll give you an example. I bought a car once in Nigeria. I used it, and I used it. Then after using it, I now used it again. Then I used it. I utilized it, then I used it again. And after all that usage, overuse, in fact, I abused it. After the whole abuse, cars are supposed to be depreciated over like 4 years. I think I used that car for nearly 7 years. But when I sold it, the value I got was still almost, in fact, it was close to the value I bought it. It was like half of the value I bought it. Why? Because Nigeria just kept devaluing naira, and I don't know, investing in naira assets. So because this is our first time, so I'll just be prim and proper with you people. I'll leave it at that. But investing in naira assets is okay. Anyway, you can invest in things that over time they will command a higher value later. Those that buy jewelry, buying gold. You can't buy gold bars maybe, but you can buy gold ETFs, exchange traded funds. I don't want to get too technical. It's on the channel. Go and check. Almost all the things I'm saying here, they're on the channel. Anyway, so that's the sixth one, capital gains. Then the seventh one, as we wrap up, is royalties, royalty income. You hear what I'm not saying? Royalty income, where you develop something. Some of you are musicians. Some of you can mix beats. Some of you can make customized foods. Some of you can write. Christina is an excellent writer. Royalty income, where you have a piece and then you earn continuously from it. Maybe you have a blog, and for people to reference your blog, they pay you money, but it's not very common in Africa though. But who said I was talking to you about Africa? In 5 years' time, 20% of you guys will likely not be in Nigeria. So I'm planning for your future. Christina she's one of the best writers I've met in my life, honestly. Shout out. So I'm not planning for your today, I'm planning for your tomorrow. I'm a certified financial planner in my mind. So I say in my mind because I don't have the degree, but honestly, your investments must never be limited to Africa. Thank you. Never, never. I'll share a very bitter statistic with you guys, very bitter one, and it's practical. How do I say this without trying to? So I won't mention the name of the country, but I'll just tell you, if you read about it, you'll find it. There's a country in Africa that decided that they wanted to rebase their currency, meaning, you know how you have like 1 naira is equal to $600. The principle of rebasing is saying, I want to make 1 naira equal to $1. Okay. So they did the math, they rebased the currency, they rebased it so that it was $1 that became one that currency. After like 2 years or so, that $1, as we speak now, it has started moving up. It's now $1. It was first $1 to one of that currency. It now became $1 to two, $1 to three. It's heading to 10 already in less than how many years? Africa will continue to destroy wealth, okay, if the necessary infrastructure are not built. Africa will continue to destroy wealth. Who is this smart guy? Oladele, nice one, nice one, nice one, nice one. That's exactly what happened. Since he has let the cat out of the bag, the country is Ghana. It's Ghana. I said so. It's Ghana. Yeah, it's Ghana. Their currency is heading to 10 cedis to the dollar now. And it was one just a few years back. All right. Is FGM bond a good investment? Don't worry, we'll address that. So the point is this, guys, as we wrap up this session, the seventh one is what I said now, royalty income. You have to do things or create things that people will pay for over a very long period of time. Someone bought a house in the US, didn't know oil was under it, and the US government needed that land, so they had to, take him off the land and pay him royalty for life. Some of it is prayer safe. You can just have something. There's something that someone did. One of my friends wanted to set up a domain. All right. He wanted to set up his website. And when he tried to check that name, someone else had taken it. So that person said he should bring $5,000 for him to just release it. Just www or something. Some people deal in that, they just buy domains and everything. But whether you like it or not, morally, is that right? I don't know. Commercially, is it right? Of course. You registered it first. If you want to pay, pay. If you don't want to pay, change it. Exactly, just like someone bought Meta. So imagine that person now, if he decides that, okay, I want to just sell this thing 5K. He has made 5K from something he bought for less than $20. So with royalty, you never know, but just know it in your head. Someone should list the seven, so I'm sure you caught it. Salary income, business income, interest, dividend, rental income, capital gains, and royalty income. All right. Hey, 7-11, 8-11. So I have like 4 minutes. All right. So the problem now is if I get into another thing, it will be tough to break it. So let me just do a recap before we get into Q&A, because trust me, this session has been exciting for me personally. Let me do a recap and just help you guys with one or two loopholes here and there. Practically, how do you save money? When you embark on a fitness journey, your wedding is coming up in December, and you must enter that wedding dress. They've already sold the dress, they paid for it. You must enter the dress. So it is non-negotiable. You will enter the dress. So you have to lose weight to that date. Or you're a guy, you notice that whenever you wear your shirts, whenever you wear your corporate shirts, all right, you can't see your belt. In fact, your tie is horizontal instead of being vertical. Your tie is pointing forward instead of lying down. You know what I mean? You are gifted with an all-round blessing on your abdomen area. So you subscribe to a fitness plan, right? It is painful because you will tear muscles. You will stick to routines. You will go to the gym when you don't feel like. You will be forced to eat grass vegetables, all these boring. I don't know why the healthy things are boring. I don't know. You'll be forced to do all those things. Horizontal, horizontal tie, your TIE. It will be lying down on the belly. You'll be forced to eat all those things that I don't know why, but I started eating beetroot and I'm like, life should not be this hard. Beetroot tastes like planet Earth. Is I don't know, but anyway, you'll be forced to adjust to those things because you have an end goal in mind. What I'm saying is this: you have to adjust yourself financially. I stopped having I stopped having too many friends because while I was at KPMG, going to Silverbed at that time was the norm. Home office, just go Silverbed. So if I go with my guys today, they will pay for me, I'll pay for them, pay for me, I'll pay for them. But I said that pay was not working. Ashwebi season. COVID tries, at least for Ashwebi, COVID try. But before Ashwebi, you will buy, you will pay. So I noticed that all these things were not working for me. So I started to limit my friendship. Guys, let's hang out now. Man, guy, they busy you. Man, I have some things to do. So I don't hang out with you people. So don't come and call me to come and pay anything. So I started withdrawing from social gatherings intentionally to save money. Now I can decide to go for those gatherings and it will not hurt my bottom line. Because remember the snowball principle. I'll rather if I take this as an action item, rather front load your saving than your spending. Rather front load your saving than your spending. As much as is possible and realistic, rather front load your saving. Have a huge snowball, remember, huge snowball that will roll over a large period of time, a longer period of time. And finally, before we finish, I'll give you guys an assignment. Last assignment as we draw this to a close. And this is a test of whether you've learned anything on this session. I want you to hold your salary breath. What do I mean? When you're underwater, you hold your breath. Okay, you see how long you can last for without oxygen. Of course, it's not very healthy to stay long. When I say hold your salary breath, I mean from the day you receive that alert, test yourself to see how many days you can stay without touching it. Omo, I dare you. I dare you, hold your salary breath. You get paid on the 24th of June. Don't spend it on the 24th. Not one dime. Don't spend it on the 25th. You're holding your breath. Don't spend it on 20. If you do 3 days, tell Christina, I'll give you something. Because guess what? Guess what? You say, I do this, try. Oh, fantastic. We do it, fantastic. Guess what? It's a challenge taking. I dare you. If you do it for 3 days, I've done it. I've done it for. I think I've tried once. I've done it for like a month once, and I was. I held my. In fact, when I eventually spent it, when you spend the salary for it won't came. When there's already debit, hydra-headed debit, I've chopped it. I know, but it's a mindset. Like I've said, it's a mindset. It will not be easy. I promise you. In fact, that day they pay it. Let me quickly pay this guy where I collect 20K, let me pay it. Delay by one more day. It's a training. Right now, salary fast challenge, yes, loan apps. So this is a key principle that you need to pack home and take with you as we wrap this up. Better now than later, because every passing day is a day lost to earn something. Better now than later, because every passing day is a day you've lost to have earned something. So by whatever means you can save, whether it's salary earner, business guy, whatever source of income, do well to save. I think I want to stop there at this point. Thank you. Over to you, Christina.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, sir. Shetutu is going to actually take it up from here, but man, Shetutu, please over to you. Me, I'm still soaking in all I've learned. Shetutu, come and correct your microphone, no? Let me get her in.
Wow. In one word, please, let's just give Mr. Nick a round of applause. You can just let me know what I don't know, just one word to describe your experience this night. I'm also still soaking a lot of things he has said. Insightful, is the simplicity, practicality, like it just literally broke everything down. Thank you, Mr. Nick. It's been so much redefining, phenomenal. Baba is hot. Wonderful, inspiring. Wow, it's vulnerability. Yeah, thank you very, very much. So very quickly, we'll just jump into the Q&A segment, and I think I'll just ask the questions.
Someone said deliverance session.
Deliverance session.
Oh my
We need a
goodness.
week-long class. Bravo. Thank you, Mr. Nick. Wow. Thank you so much, sir. So very quickly, let's just dive right into the Q&A session because of our time. So the first set of questions I'll be asking, I'll ask you 3 questions, then you just answer all at once. So the first one is FGN bond a good investment? The second one, how can I buy dividend at Chevron? And the third one, what about saving money in saving apps like Carrywise, Piggyvest? What are your thoughts on those saving apps? Yeah, the first set of questions.
Good one. So is FGN a good investment?
FGN bond.
FGN bonds is a good investment.
Yeah.
So let me give you the statistics, then you will now decide whether or not it's a good investment. Okay. Now, whenever you invest, always think of your real return. Now, your real return is whatever return they are telling you minus inflation. Okay. So, for example, if they are telling you the return on this bond is 10% and inflation is 5%, your real return is 10 minus 5, which is 5. Now, the inflation in Nigeria is at 16%. The FGM bonds are giving about between 11 to 12%. So 11, if we take 11%, 11 minus 16 is what? Minus 5. If you are investing in FGM bonds, in nominal terms, you tell people, yes, I'm making money, I'm making 11%. But in real terms, you are losing 5%. Because 11 minus 16 is equal to what? Minus 5. So you are losing money. Is it a good investment? It's better than 0. Some people are not investing at all and they are losing 16, minus 16. They are just suffering inflation. But at least you are not losing 16, you are losing 5. So it's a good investment, but it's not a great investment. That would be my answer. Okay, so it's a good investment, no doubt, but it's not a great investment because until it surpasses inflation, maybe if FGM bonds start giving me like 17 and inflation is 15, then my real return is 2. So always think in terms of real return. Okay, so that's number 1. I hope I answered. It's a good investment, but not a great investment for me. However, let me give you another instance. I recommend stocks. I'll come to that. Let me give you another perspective. When you invest in that FGM bond, if you invest in it with the mindset that it's a snowball. So for example, when you get paid your interest, rather than eating the interest, you put it back in the bond. You now make that interest start earning interest with your principal. Then we are talking about the bond now making sense. Because at that level, you have a bigger base, right? You started out with maybe 10 million, you now have like 12 because of interest, you now have 14. The 14 is earning. If you are doing it for a rolling strategy, like a snowball strategy, yeah, but if you're just doing it to just put in, it's a good investment, but not a great one. So number 2, how can you buy Chevron stock? So as a Nigerian, you can definitely buy both Nigerian stocks and foreign stocks. They have these technology apps, right? You have Bamboo, you have Trove. I use Trove. You have Chaka. I researched on 3 of them. I did my research and I came up with Trove, and I've used them for 2 years and they've been okay. So with Trove app, you can sit down in your house and buy Chevron stock. Trove. There's a video on my channel where I explain in about 8 minutes how to open the account, how to fund the account, how to trade in the account. So that channel should do justice to that, but it's Trove app. Now, how do you do it? You deposit Naira in that Trove account, you change it to dollars on the app, okay? On the app, then you use the money to buy Chevron shares. And thankfully, they allow something called fractional shares, meaning you don't have to buy 1 unit of the shares. You can buy 0.00000001. So it's fractional shares. So yeah, you can buy it, using Trove. What was the third question?
What are your thoughts on fintech apps like Carrywise, Piggyvest for savings?
Oh yeah. Okay. So for that one, so I have personal principle, personal, and it shouldn't be generalized. It's just me. I try not to invest in or invest with things I don't understand, right? And I have friends that do those things. I mean, they have with Cowrie Wise, they have, and they are doing very well. But I've not taken time to understand them. I don't know. I just chose not to bother knowing anyway because maybe for me, I'm more comfortable with mutual funds and trading my US stocks to make more money. So I rarely even have money for savings. That's the truth. You hardly see me having money to save because my money basically goes into investing. That's one of my secondary school story. Oh man. Yeah, so my money really goes into investing. So I'm not a big saver. I save I save with investing in mind, right? So when the money comes, it's already going to investment. But again, whatever platform is safe that you've researched on that you're comfortable with, I would say it's an okay one, right?
All right, thank you very much. So the next set of questions rather, on this journey of building wealth as a salary earner, how would you advise us to manage the impact of black tax on our finances? And for those
Black
that don't know, black tax is just a situation whereby you have a lot of dependence on your source of income. Then the second question, yes, someone asked, I'm an impulsive spender. How do I overcome it? Yeah.
brilliant. Black tax. We are all in it. We are all in it. But here's how I got bailed out from black tax. Proportions. I tell myself, Nick, the salary has come, 10% goes to God, 5% goes to black tax, X% goes to savings. I don't want to mention it because people think I'm not normal. Anyway, 65% goes to savings, balance goes to consuming. Nazareth or St. Jude's. Oh my goodness. My brother went to Nazareth. My friend went to St. Jude's. Nice one, Festac boy. Okay, yeah, so I live by proportion. So I agree a proportion up front. Yes, I said 65%. I used to be, that was before I tied the knots and started bringing male Homo sapiens to the earthly realm. I mean, when I was single, I used to save like 65%. Yes, I was not normal. I know. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to, but that's what I used to do. So I tell myself 65% goes to savings, 5% goes to black tax, 10% tithe, and the balance I try to live off. That's why there were months that I there were months that I had to live off. I had to live off office food. So that KPMG chicken, I must eat it too because there's no food at home. Christina, you know that turkey now. I must eat well in the office, no dinner. So I took out dinner from my budget. My fueling, I didn't used to press my accelerator too much because it guzzles fuel. I had a V6 car. So as I'm driving, I know that if I drive and I see someone, I don't have to press brake. So I didn't used to speed. This thing I was a learner. This boy a learner. Come on for road. I'm saving money because if I speed and now press brake, I've wasted fuel. So I was so frugal. My bathing soap, I had a time it must last. So if I buy the big one, it had its duration. If you finish before time, anyway, you know what I mean. You kind of get what I mean. Everything matters. Every naira hanging around matters. Ijebu is small. When I related with one Ijebu friend, the person said, "You be Delta, but man, me I can't learn from you." It's called frugal living. I was just a frugal human being. So yes, I live by proportions, and if I can do that to myself, na me go come dey pay black tax. When me, I dey chop for KPMG, so I won't eat at home. And you tell me I've not eaten. Me too, I've not eaten. We are in the same boat. So proportions helped me a lot. But really, the journey to financial freedom at the inception is an excruciating one. But trust me, you are investing in your future self. And we thank you for it. What about after I got married? That is another session. That's another session. If I start that one, we'll be here till 2 a.m. That's another one. My finances after I got married. Oh my goodness. All right. So black tax, stick to proportions, and that's it. That was what helped me. Then the second question,
I'm
please.
an impulsive spender. How do I overcome
Oh,
it?
okay. So you're an impulsive spender. Hmm. I spoke about reverse.
Gratification.
Yeah, sorry, just a minute. Yeah, I spoke about reverse gratification. There's nothing bad with starting as an impulsive spender. It's a gift. It's a gift you have that I don't have. It's a gift. So sometimes I wish I could spend. Like now that I think I'm fairly financially comfortable, I still find it hard to spend. If I buy something expensive, my conscience will be pricking me. My own money. So I need your help actually, as much as you need my help. So let's meet halfway. If you're an impulsive spender, try to envision that before I spend next, I must have it budgeted for. So your budget can help you. If it's not in the budget, I'm not buying. Let me give you one hack I used to use then. Whenever I go for grocery shopping, I go full. As I eat well before I go. Because if I don't eat, oh my goodness, when I was single, I will buy Snickers because I like chocolate then. I will buy Pringles. I will buy because I'm hungry. So psychologically, I'm just buying things, buying things. But whenever I chop belle full go, I'll just buy the things I really need. Buy tissue, buy. So really and truly, if you're an impulsive spender, live by a budget, have a target, and tell yourself, if I'm to spend this much, let me earn this much. So there's nothing wrong with being an impulsive spender. The only question I have for you is this: are you an impulsive earner? If you're an impulsive spender, then match it to being an impulsive earner. Equation balance. Because like I said, you are an entity. If your revenue is here, and your expenses is here, it's difficult. But if your revenue is here, then you can take your expenses. If your revenue is here, you see it's growing. However, that's the kindergarten answer, because there's something called lifestyle inflation, which is another topic, where the government is not the one giving you inflation. You are the source of your inflation. It's not the Fed, it's not National Bureau of Statistics, it's you. Whereas your income is rising, your expense is rising. It's called lifestyle inflation. I have a course on that. I'm still trying to develop it, but anyway, maybe one day one of these days I'll be done with my course, then I'll start trying to teach people these things. But if you're an impulsive spender, congrats. It's not a sin, it's not bad. Even me, I might come to you for a course. But start by being an impulsive earner too, so that you can match it. But you cannot be an impulsive earner, start controlling it, because every dollar, every naira you spend is a lost opportunity to make more dollars. See your salary as a seed. You can choose to just eat all the seeds. Say you get mangoes, you just eat the mango, eat the seed, or you plant it to grow a mango tree. I see my salary, for example, as seeds, a bag of seeds. That's why I spend my dividends anyhow. I spend my interest anyhow. But my salary, oh my goodness, my salary, I can never spend, because it's my sweat, it's my blood, it's my tears, it's my sleep, it's my life. So if I invest in a real estate property and they pay me rent, I can decide to spend it anyhow because it's passive income. YouTube pay me money, I can decide to just spend it anyhow. But my salary is a bag of seeds that I must plant very well. So if you're an impulsive spender, please try and be an impulsive earner, then balance the equation. That's what I'll say on that. Next
Wow,
question.
thank you so much. Yeah, so next question. Now, you'd agree with me that there are different career professionals that are in different stages in their career right now. So what would be your, or better still, would you speak to the importance of them understanding times and seasons on, this journey of building wealth? We could just categorize them into three buckets: entry level, mid level, senior level. What should be their major priority? As an entry level person, is that a good time for me to maybe take, if I'm earning 200K, just take all my salary, invest in cryptocurrency? What should be their major priority? Then I would also link that to a question someone had asked earlier on investing in education. I think it also comes to play here. So if you could just speak to those two questions.
That's a brilliant question. Brilliant question. So there are three categories, like you said: entry level, middle level, senior level. Okay. Now, for your entry level, your goal is cost minimization. Your goal is not to invest. Your goal is not to save. Your goal is cost minimization. How can I spend the least possible? How can I save money on my PATM bill by ironing in my friend's house? Things I've done. Man, so daily I'm thinking, how can I spend less? At the entry level, your goal is cost minimize. Don't think of profit maximization. Cost, what is the least bearable human cost I can incur here? That's your goal. Because at entry level, unfortunately, your bills will be more than your revenue. Whatever you do, all this passive income story, build passive income, na lie. It takes time. Entry level, you go in, your house rent safe, you fit collect loan. Like me, the first house rent I ever paid in my lifetime, 500K, 22 Eric Manuel, Bode Thomas, Surulere. I borrowed it, 500K. I borrowed that rent. So at that entry level, the goal is how can you meet? And I didn't have this knowledge because why you go borrow money to pay rent? Like some things I did then, if me meet that guy, if you flog him, like why? But anyway, so at that level is cost minimization. You don't want to engage in invest because if you invest in crypto, I can promise you you will lose it. I can with 100% certainty, and I'll tell you why. When you invest in risky assets, there's an implicit desperation to make money. Once money knows that it is your master, it will deal with you. Is when money knows that it's your servant, like I said, I serve God, money serves me. When money knows it's your servant, it will behave. I invest in cryptos. I put in 300K. The last I checked was like 2 point something M, right? Because I don't care about it. If I lose it, I don't care. The 300K, I put 50K over 6 months. When I check it, even with the whole crash and everything, my money is still in million because I really don't need it. I don't care about it. But if you need it, the market and the universe has a way of making you lose it. It just happens that way. So please, at the entry level, don't try to catch up to say, okay, if I do crypto now, if I make 10x, I promise you, you'll be back to square one. That's the first one, cost minimization. Fine. Then when you now get to middle level, yeah, don't try to invest money you need, yes, for your recurring expenses. When you now get to middle level, that's when you can now start talking about, listen to this, you can now start talking about tier 2 investments. Can I get into this? Tier 2 investments, meaning, oh, okay, that's when you can start getting into not too risky investments. Tier 2 investments. So you're not going to the risk zone yet. You cannot still buy crypto. You can't. You can't. This is not personal. This is just my personal opinion. It's not financial advice. So before you go and sue me and say I gave you advice, I say no. This is just me chatting. No, disclaimer here. Oh, this is not financial advice. I am sharing personal opinion, which should not be used for any financial decision. Please contact your financial advisor. I am not one. So they cannot edit this part of the video. All right, but see, the truth is, you want to get into the tier 2 investments that are not that safe, but are not that risky. Things like FGM bond, things like dividend stocks, solid dividend stocks, things like euro bonds, things like dollar money market funds, things like that. You don't want to get into crypto, commodities, growth stocks. No. But when you now get to the third level where you're a boss now, then you can now start applying your risk appetite to different areas. Like there's virtually nothing I cannot invest in now if I choose to, right? Okay, so since someone wrote it there, let me just give you the 3 layers of investments. So tier 1 investments, those are your risk-free investments. So you have cash, you have treasury bills, you have savings account. Okay, cash, treasury bill, savings account. Okay, maybe money market funds, cash, treasury bill, savings account, money market funds. Tier 2 investments, they are not riskless, but they have some risk. That's where you have your FGM bonds, euro bonds, some real estate, okay, some real estate and dividend stocks. Then the tier 3 investments, you have things like cryptocurrencies, commodities, options, futures, business, lotto, MMM, wealth solutions, self-tech, whatever it is. All right. So yeah, so you really want to avoid that because the universe and the finance world has a way of making you lose money if you invest what you need immediately. All right. So that's what I will do. All right. Yeah. Hope I answered.
Thank you very much. Next set of questions. There are 4 things about salary you wanted to share. I think now would be a good time to share it. Then secondly, we live in Nigeria and a lot of us earn in Naira. And like you earlier said, inflation rate is about 16 point something percent. You also talked about Naira devaluation, like the exchange rate and everything. They have an impact on, our savings and all. So can you speak specifically to how you feel we can sort of, allocate our income to these different investment options that are available, and also speaks specifically to investing in different currencies. And if possible, we just give us investment options I think we can.
Sure, sure, sure. Okay, so on the salary bit, write down TTPS, 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 TTPS. That's my own mnemonics for it, TTPS. So the first T, the first T is tax. Is tax. Yeah. The second T is tight. Okay. The P is pension. And the S is savings. All right. TTPS, you have your tax, your tight, your pension, your savings. Let me tell you why the first three always work. The first three always work because they are automated. Depending on your level of spirituality, anyways, I believe in tithing, so I tithe. So why does tax always work? Because they won't consult you, they yank it up front from your salary. They collect, whether you like, they collect it. It's automated. My tithe is also sort of automated. Your pension, they yank it off your salary. So the first three always work because they're automated. You fail in savings because it's not automated. You have something I call negotiated compromise. But the first one, there's no negotiated compromise. No, they don't care. You must pay Lagos State the money. The second one too, for me, tight is non-negotiable. The third one too, they collect your pension, give your PFP. But the last one is not automated, so that's why you fail. So find a way to automate your savings as well. Meaning, do you need a standing order to say, okay, every month, take 20K, put in my mutual fund account. Regardless, I don't care what's happening. So at least 20K every month in a year, that's 240K. If you notch it up to like 50K every year, that's 600K, and you won't feel it. I did it once with 50K. Man, when we got to November, oh my goodness, 11 times 5, I saw 550 faffing around in that account. 550, I balanced well. In fact, logging into the account was therapeutic for me. I just log in. 550. So you have to automate your savings. I'm sure it was very therapeutic. Automate your savings. Since they go collect my money, give Lagos State, collect my money, give tithe, collect my money, give pension. Me too, I'll collect my money, give my future self. So see your future self as an entity that has demanded for that proportion. You agree the proportion, it is not fixed. From 65, when I got married, it dropped down to like 30. In fact, there was even a time it got to 20. Then when I stabilized again, I took it up. So it's never fixed. So TTPS, the S is not automated. Find a way to automate it. That's what I wanted to say about that salary one. Then the second one, we're in Nigeria, yes. I would say there are, broadly speaking, 4 asset categories, 4 investment categories, generally speaking. Okay. Yeah, there are 4 investment categories, generally speaking. So you have your fixed income, okay, bonds, treasury bills. You have your equities or stocks, okay, equities or stocks, okay. You have your number 3. You have your should I make it standalone? You have your real estate, okay. Then you have others, real estate others. So for your fixed income, you can hardly ever beat inflation with your fixed income in Nigeria. You can hardly ever beat inflation, except maybe you are a bond trader that you trade based on the price movement where you buy a bond today, you sell it tomorrow. But if you're a long-term held to maturity guy, if you buy a bond to hold it till it matures and you're collecting coupons or interest, you cannot beat inflation. You will not beat inflation. So that leaves us with 3 other categories: stocks, real estate, other investments. I call them alternatives. Those are the asset classes that I explore personally to beat inflation, and I beat inflation hands down. Because with stocks, if you know how to play the stocks game very well, I'm privileged to know how to play it to an extent. Sheesh. I mean, I can easily make 30% in a week, talk less of making 16. So inflation with I can also lose 30% in a month. So but stocks are risky. I easily beat inflation because I'm a stocks guy. I'm a chartered stockbroker. I know how the markets work and I'm in the market. So I beat inflation easily with stocks, both US stocks and Nigerian stocks. Last year, I made 80% of my dollar portfolio. Yeah, I made, no, I put, no, sorry. No, sorry, I made 60%, not 80. I made 60%, sorry, 60%. So regardless of inflation, I made 60% of my US stock portfolio and it's in US dollars. So I've made 60% in return. Then I've also made return in the exchange difference because I bought the dollar at 300 and something or 400 and something. So even if it's just for that, I've already made money, do you understand? So for me, it's stocks, then real estate also to a lesser extent, then other assets like cryptos and some riskier assets. So if you want to really beat inflation, then you have to play in the risk arena. You have to play in the risk arena. That's the only way. There's no other way. Pension funds, asset managers, they rather play safe, and I don't blame them. They know they are earning a negative real return, but they'll rather do that than jeopardize their capital by going risky. But I'm still young relatively, so whatever, I can take that risk. So unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Even in the US now, the US Treasury bond is trending at what 2% for the 10-year bond or thereabout, US bond, and inflation is around 8%. So the average bond in US is giving you minus 6%, right? So I mean, you can hardly ever beat inflation going through fixed income routes, except you start getting exotic, you start learning how to do stocks, real estate, and other investment classes. Again, not financial advice because you can lose all your money doing that. Yeah.
Wow, thank you.
You know what we say about the greater the risk, the greater the reward. That's a classic
Yes,
example. Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Nick. This has been such a very enlightening session. Guys, please let's just get into comment box. Thank Mr. Nick. Thank him, thank him. I've also learned a lot. Thank him. Thank you so much. It's been such an insightful, fun, and enlightening session. Yes, thank you, Mr. Nick. Guys, let's go into comment box and thank Mr. Nick. Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So unfortunately, we won't be able to take any other questions, but you guys can just go to Mr. Nick's YouTube channel. He has made mention of it several times. I've also gone there. I've checked it out. How to open a dollar mutual fund account in that many hours. How to, like, a lot. So you really need to subscribe to his YouTube channel. The link to his channel is going to be dropped in the chat box here. Christina already dropped that. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for engaging. And the link to the replay session of tonight's event is also going to be shared to our email within 24 hours. If you registered for the session, just be on the lookout for the replay. So finally, I'll just call on Christina to give an official closing remark. Yeah, I'll call it the night. So Christina, over to you. Thank you
so much. Thank you so much, sir. Sorry, my video is off because I've been jumping all over the place. I don't have enough time to put myself together. I've been jumping for joy because of the wisdom that has been flowing from here. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much.